All right, welcome everybody to the Release 44 Community Livestream. And as you can see here, I have a nicely white-dressed Starlong, Dark Star here, who I believe you were in the dance party just a little bit ago.
I was dancing up a storm.
Yeah, it was crazy. It started a little light, but as soon as you got there, I swear everybody in the entire New Britannia came along for the ride.
It was the fireworks. It was setting off the fireworks because I like to blow things up as I do in the game and on the forums.
And you can do that
because I am nothing except chaos. Which is why I wore white today, because I
got to get some.
Normally I wore black. Today I wore white because I'm going to be a good guy.
Well, speaking of chaos, I have some community news, but let's put that on hold because you've got some really exciting stuff with the Release 44. We just put out the weekly update, number 238. You can check it out on the front page of the website, and you should have gotten an email at this point as well for it. So Star is going to talk a little bit about that.
All right, yes. So I'm back. I missed you guys last week. I was in, where was I?
Somewhere on the west coast of some
San
country.
Diego, the city of angels. Everyone knows that San Diego is the city of angels. And I was at Comic-Con, and it was fabulous. We had a great time. We should share some of those pictures of Richard and I in our costumes, and they were a great excuse to go up to people and they would take your picture, and then we would say, hey, do you play video games? And then we would hand them a little card that had a link to our website and talk about our free trial and lather, rinse, repeat, and it was fun. We had a great time, and we gave our 2 panels. And
yeah, you had a lot of people in cosplay there. Yeah. And they seem to have a good time hanging out with you guys. So
in San Diego. I have to exploit my last opportunity. Oh, and I got to even say that in the microphone in San Diego. It was great. All right. What was my last chance? I had to.
You have many more chances. It's not just Comic-Con. You are going to be at.
So there's going to be a whole bunch. So we're going to be. We just announced the video game track for Dragon Con, where we're going to be on 4 different panels. I'm going to be giving one of the opening talks where I'm going to be talking about sort of what the 10-year horizon is for technology for video games. It's going to I've given a version of this before, but it's really wild. I talk basically about how we're actually pretty closer than most people realize to a holodeck. I know that seems crazy, but
like holodeck, like Star Trek holodeck.
Yeah, it's actually way closer than people realize. There's going to be an hour with Lord British. We're going to have a Shroud of the Avatar presentation and Q&A, and then I'm going to be on a panel about crowdfunding. And that's just a video game track. Richard is also going to be talking on the space track. He's on a panel about automatons, because some people may not know that he has one of the world's largest collections of automatons and automata.
Automata, is that how you pronounce it? I thought there's like a movie Automata. I always said automaton. Never mind me.
Yeah. So that's very exciting. So we're going to be at Dragon Con, and literally the day before Dragon Con, I'll be at PAX Dev, where I'm going to give a talk about the evolution of crowdfunding, where it's started with crowdsourcing all the way up to the latest, which is about equity crowdfunding. Speaking of which, Seed Invest, which we're chugging along, but time's running out. So if you're interested in being our boss, as Richard likes to say, go to Seed Invest and check it out and think about investing and telling us what to do. All right. Speaking of what to do, Release 44 went live yesterday. So that is 44 releases in a row on time, and we've tons of content in there. I think the biggest news out of that, of course, is that you can play the entire story now from beginning to end and get the Dread artifacts and the Shroud. So you can don the Shroud of the Avatar, which includes cool new tech. So we have something I know a lot of people have been wanting for a long time, which is hooded cloaks. So we now have hooded cloaks. And there's a bunch of new scenes. There's a bunch of new gear, the elite elven gear that's in the game now, and more polish on Blood River Outskirts.
Well, speaking of polish and speaking of dragon, well, not specifically Dragon Con, but dragons.
Oh yeah, the dragons. The dragons got polished. There's some news in the weekly update. You'll see screenshots of those, and you can encounter them in the encounters they were previously in, plus a new random encounter where the stags in the overworld, you have a random chance that the stags, you might encounter an obsidian stag or maybe even a dragon. So you'll see the dragon polish. We had previously, with the dragons, we had just done this real quick programmer art, basically, where we had taken our dragons and done a color pass on them. So this it resulted in this really just sort of monochromatic, sort of neon color to them. If you'd ever encountered the three sisters, they were sort of this neon green and blue and yellow. Now all the color tinted dragons are much more realistic in their colors. They look way better.
They look quite like real dragons, I'd say.
Yes, real dragons, because everyone knows that dragons are real. Okay, so lots of Grannus Colossus. So we've been slowly over the last few releases been putting in the Colossus scenes, which are all part of the final pass. So there's 3 Virtue Pass, Truth, Love, and Courage, and then once you complete all 3 of those, then there is the Path of the Oracle. That's the 4th and final path, and that includes these pivotal scenes, which are the scenes of the Colossi. And there's a Colossus for each. There's a scene for each Colossus of Truth, Love, and Courage, and there's a Colossus of the Oracle, and those are all part of this Path of the Oracle. Well, the missing Colossus we had was the Grannus Colossus, and that's the Colossus of Courage. And so that scene, which is all about showing your courage, so as you can imagine, there's lots of fighting in that scene. You guys are going to see that later in this live stream, so stay tuned for that. And that scene's pretty amazing, and there's cannibals in there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we got
which
Brennan and
Richard
Travis.
is pretty excited about because, of course, he wants cannibalism. All of that is in this update, which if you haven't read the release instructions for Release 44, they're pretty amazing, and it's a really good illustration of what Richard really talks about, which is this sort of last 20% of development is kind of where 80% of the effort goes into, and it's really where the feeling of the game that we want to create really starts to happen. And if you're not feeling it yet, that's okay, because it's not really until now that we really get to the part where we start creating the feeling that we want you to have. And so it's not really until, honestly, this release and the next ones coming up that you'll start to get that feeling. So, but it's getting there. And so as part of that, as we are getting closer to our commercial launch, which we hope to be at the end of the year, we are going to be making some changes. And one of those policy changes that we announced this week, we announced a couple of policy changes. One is, we've been doing these sort of mega telethons once a quarter, and at the same time, we've been doing these monthly postmortems of each release. And we've decided to do a little bit of an experiment where we're going to kind of mash those up so that instead of waiting to do a telethon once a quarter that's really extended and it takes a lot of time, and by the end of them we kind of get very focused and a little by the end. Whereas like the last telethon we did, the Lord British birthday telethon, we were really tight. It was only 6 hours long. We spent 90% of the time answering questions, much less shenanigans. We really focused on just answering questions and being really engaged. And we discussed it internally, and we said, hey, why don't we just do that more of that and do it more often versus waiting once a quarter. But don't spend as much time and be much more tighter. So what we're going to do is we're going to do monthly telethons that are 4 hours that still have a little bit of the shenanigans. That's okay. We'll still do a little bit of those.
And prizes, give
away prizes, and we'll still do the sales. But we're going to do them in 4-hour increments. That way we don't get tired and by the end, we'll stay more focused, and we'll really get to answering your questions, and we'll do it at a higher frequency. And so that way also the questions will be much more fresh, much more relevant to what's happening with the game right now, like we do in our postmortems. And the other thing too is we felt like the postmortems always felt rushed. We always felt like we were ending them before we really got to answering a critical mass of questions. And so we feel like by extending the postmortems, that's going to make them feel more relevant, get to more critical mass of answers. So that's why we made that policy change.
And even if you don't get a chance to watch them during the postmortem telethons, the mini telethons now, we'll have them on YouTube. Everything will be recorded.
Yeah. And the other change we did as part of that is, since they're going to be shorter, we're still going to give a big 12-hour window where you can donate to the telethon so you can be eligible for the stretch goals. Okay? So that was one big policy change. Another big policy change is previously the QA server was only open to our Dev Plus and above members. And those were people who either had purchased a pledge at the developer level or above. These were the original Kickstarter pledges that have since now expired, or bundles that included Developer Plus forum access. And so this was just a policy that we had. It wasn't actually part of the purchase, but it was a policy that we had enacted. And that led to what we felt, and some other players felt as well, was some unfair advantage. People were getting access to some economic information, some gameplay information that allowed them to gain an advantage that we just didn't feel was fair to the player base as a whole. The other thing that we were observing was that while we were getting some great bug reports, we just needed more eyes and more consistent participation on the QA server. So what we decided to do was we decided to open up the QA server to everyone starting with release 45. So every backer, every paid backer, regardless of level, starting with release 45, will have access to the QA server. And we understand that for those Dev Plus members who had that as exclusive access, that felt like something being taken away. We totally understand that frustration, but we believe that for the health of the product, this is really the best decision. And we very much apologize for the fact that it allowed some people to gain advantage. That was totally our fault. We were very, very sorry. That it was completely our responsibility. We're also very sorry for those who are losing that exclusive access. We're also very, very sorry. But one of the things we are going to bring back for our Dev Plus members, which actually is a program that expired when the developer pledge went away, is the Asset Pack program. And what that is a program where periodically we'll take art assets, original art assets that we created for the game, and we will put those up for download for our Dev Plus members and they will get a mutually non-exclusive license, and they're able to use those assets however they wish. If they want to use them in their game, if they want to use them to do however they wish, they can do that. And so we reinstated that program. We uploaded a bunch of files, including like all of the Obsidian Kabbalist weapons, the Wealthy Merchant outfit, Arabella's armor, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Plus all the original asset packs. We re-uploaded all of those, put those in Dev Plus. We announced that this morning. That's also listed in the weekly update as well. So a bunch of policy changes. I know that's a lot to absorb, but again, we think that all of these are for the best health of the product. And big thank you to our Dev Plus community. They've done a ton, obviously. They've been a huge economic benefit for the project. They've given us tons and tons of amazing feedback and guidance for the project, and a big thank you to them. This reinstating the asset program is a big way for us to say thank you to them. And then opening up the QA server again is what we think is best for the project. A couple other announcements, and then I will let you guys get to what you're hopefully here for and stop listening to me prattle on, which is free trial test. So part of today's update is we announced our next free trials. So we're gonna keep testing the system because we really want it to be rock solid for when we go out to launch. It's going to start August 9th and run through the 30th, so another 3-week time frame. And we have a couple of cool news things. One of the things, San Diego Comic-Con, one of the interviews went live this week with the Gaming Gang. And then there was an article in the Austin Chronicle, which is right after this. I'm going to be going to see, so I'll get to see it for the first time myself, which is the Texas History Museum has a video game exhibit that's going to run through March of next year that covers the entire history of video games, starting with Pong all the way to the present, which we donated several of our artifacts from our office to, including Richard's original Apple II that he wrote his very first computer game on. And actually, it's one of the very first computer role-playing games ever. And it's actually going to be running the game in the exhibit. It's pretty cool. So that starts tomorrow, that exhibit. And reminder that Origin PC is running a promo, free copy of Shroud that goes in their bundle. And I think that's everything.
And that bundle, that ends end of this month.
End of this month,
Monday.
yeah. Oh, yeah, so this is the last weekend to get it. And I see one question that came up in chat about physical rewards. Physical rewards, we've answered this a few times, but I'm happy to answer it here again on air. Physical rewards will go out at the time of launch, and the reason we are holding those are there are multiple reasons. One of the main reasons is one of the biggest physical rewards is the cloth map, and we have made several changes to the map itself. The biggest ones have been, of course, we just recently added 3 new major scenes, which are the outskirts maps, and we want to make sure the cloth map is accurate. And so we have been sending out physical goods until as close to launch as possible. And so, again, we have said this repeatedly, and we are happy to keep saying it. We will be sending out the physical goods when we do commercial launch, and we plan on announcing an official commercial launch date next quarter. And again, super exciting time. Thank you, community. We are a crowd-funded project. Without your contributions, I would not be here talking to you today. You would not be enjoying and playing the game that you guys are participating in. So thank you. Can't wait to see you guys in game and in these hangouts. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you, Star. And can you get our other guests coming in, please?
Yes. So you need Travis and Dan?
Yes, please. Yeah. All right, everybody. So that was Star Long, the executive producer on the project here. And now we have the official news given by Star, and now the community news. And then Dan and Travis, who you guys have seen before on this community live stream, are going to be showing Grannus Colossus, one of the scenes that we have in the weekly update that we've been polishing and now is complete. And so we can show you a bunch of cool stuff with that they're going to tour in the game. We're going to go right into the game, I think, guys. Isn't that right? We're not going to mess around with Unity this time. No. So while I prattle on, starting with some prizes, I think. We haven't done that yet. Let's do some prizes. You can go ahead and close the door unless you expect visitors.
We might.
And fire up the game for me here. I just got it patched, and I'll give away a prize, and then while the prize wheel is spinning, there's no wheel at the moment, then we'll talk about a couple of community news items. So we have an ornate Viking short sword to give away. We have an ornate bastard sword. Feel free to grab a chair and sit down. There is, I think, room for 3 of us. I kind of planned it for that. You guys want? Does anybody want the special small red chair?
How do you feel special?
Do you want it?
I'll let you.
Okay.
Oh, there's still patching.
Okay, where was I? Ornate Viking short sword, ornate bastard sword, Elven. These are really cool. These are all, by the way, in the store. That we added those for release 44 this month. The Elven. This is a choice. We got a choice here now for everybody. Elven Elite Mage or Fighter or Archer armor. And we're gonna give 2 of those away.
Oh, they're all cool.
Yeah, they're real. The Archer one, by the way, has for not the pattern. The pattern does not have this, but for the normal item, has a quiver on the back. And we just updated the store item a couple of hours ago with some additional screenshots to show that quiver on the back. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah, do that one. No, it's cool.
So we're gonna.
You're asking us.
Are you, yeah, I'm asking. Is it cool?
Yeah.
Is it cool? Is it like the best thing ever since
you
like
should do
sliced
that,
bread? Should we do that first? Really? Seriously?
Oh, I thought you would pick me between the 3 sets.
Oh, and the ornate gazebo. Ornate gazebo, which is really cool. It's like if you already have a lot in a house, or just a lot, I guess.
That's cool too.
Place that in. It's a nice outdoor area for the summertime, which we're in right now. Which one?
You seem more decisive than I am.
Besides we gotta wait on the elven stuff because that's just so cool. And
That's
there's
too
2.
good? Okay, then the gazebo.
Ornate gazebo. So everybody type. This is Discord or Twitch. Type !gazebo.
Oh.
And we're just getting the game fired up here, so it'll be just a second. Ornate gazebo, !gazebo. Type that in Discord or Twitch. We have, for all the new players and new people watching, Discord is our main chat channel. This is for, beside the live streams that we have, is the 24/7 time where we're chatting with the community. You may be blasted by music right now, that's okay. We should have it on a pretty low volume. Let me know, guys, if you can't hear me suddenly, though. And we also have Twitch, of course, chat when we have live streams. And live streams are always being broadcast on Twitch. So we see gazebo, !gazebo streaming in here. While that's going on, a couple of news items. Last week's community live stream, a new look to Airy and Vertas. We had a pretty good live stream last week too. Espen was very kind to show us stuff there. That's in the weekly update and also on YouTube. I would recommend everybody subscribe to the YouTube channel directly when you want to know when our videos are being uploaded. Trailers, live streams, post-mortem mini telethons, which we're doing now that Star talked about, all of that goes on YouTube. youtube.com/Portalarium. Let's see what else. We got as usual, the upcoming events calendar. Forever the same spot, I should say, but always changing within that spot on the website. If you go to the community menu tab, drop down, do the calendar. That not only has our official events that are coming up, community events as well, but the ones that we are going to are at the top. So I don't want to say SodaCon is an official Portalarium event, community-driven event, but it is at the top because we're gonna be at that because it's in Austin on October 13th to the 15th. I'm so excited about this one, mainly because it's in Austin. Right? So are you gonna be there? You're gonna be. We're gonna be giving I think we're gonna have several of these death presents. It's gonna be amazing. Let us know if that. I guess the music is not. Yeah, it sounds a little bit weird, but we'll get that taken care of right now. It looks like it's very lovely music, though. So, additionally, besides the events happening here in Austin, there's a bunch of others that are kicking off. Mad Hatter has an event, and there's lots of in-game events as well. Like just if you were at the dance party, a good example of one event that's in the game. We also have in the game the July's. Well, it's a writing contest. Kind of in the game, rpota.com, role players of New Britannia, basically, and these guys run a monthly writing contest. So if you like the pen, then go ahead and write something for them. It's a lot of fun. I've participated a couple times actually. My writing wasn't as good as the community's, but that's okay.
It'll only get better.
All right, what else we got here? We've got speaking of contests and events, community trailer contest. We've got a few more weeks on the community trailer contest. check it out. It's we haven't had any entries just yet because everybody's asking questions about like, well, you know, we need music, we need this, we need that. If you need a specific music piece, like you're walking through a beautiful scene in the game and you're like, oh, I want to use that for my trailer, just let us know and we can give you a version of it. We just can't, like, there's no way to give you the entire like soundtrack en masse. But if you need something and you're really wanting to develop a trailer and the music is the only thing that's holding you back, please feel free, contact me, Barrick, in the community forums or on Discord and let me know what you need. If it's not that, anything else. Assets, images, logos, that sort of stuff. There's a bunch of other community events like Rift's End Festival, by the way, tomorrow. I believe that starts 2 o'clock to 5, if I have that right, in Rift's End. And the Release 44 Welcome Quest, of course, all in the community calendar. Mention everything else, basically, that we're doing, that we've covered, what we have in the weekly update. A lot of good stuff. Another free trial, and my personal favorite is the community stuff, of course, as always. So other than that, I think I'll stop on the news and give away that exclamation. And we got people typing. It's funny, you know, we have one person type exclamation, some other whatever, and then everybody else follows suit. We're a little premature on the Archer item. We are giving away the ornate gazebo at the moment, so it was exclamation gazebo, just exclamation gazebo. So I'm going to give you guys another 10 seconds to type that in quick, and then we'll select.
Doesn't exclamation gazebo mean not gazebo? Does that mean they don't want it?
I think so. It means no gazebo.
Is that a programming thing?
Might be.
Yeah. Well, I guess that means we'd have to give it. It automatically gives it away to everybody who types that, but they just don't know it.
It's a gazebo-shaped
kidding.
hole
Sorry.
on our line.
Oh.
All right, so we are in the game now, so we can switch over so we can watch the game and not just our faces, because I'm sure the community is getting bored of our faces at this point, probably.
Right, yeah, just tell me how to do that.
All right, so click on
This? No.
one above. We've got XSplit going here, folks. So go to the top of the corner of the camera window. Yeah, the white line.
Oh.
Perfect. And then drag down.
We're getting smaller.
And somewhere in there is fine. And then there's the game. It's beautiful. Look at that dragon. It's just amazingly. Oh, watch out, watch out. No, I'm just kidding.
No light sources.
Okay, so go up there, click on add. We're giving you guys an XSplit tutorial here because I forgot to put the game up. Game capture, there you go. And then voila.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. No, not SimCity. I'm just kidding.
That's good.
And then just, you can do full screen and then move it down the line below the camera. You just drag it, top one,
drag it down.
the blue line down. Yep, there.
Drag
Yep,
it
no,
up,
you had
drag
it. You lost
drag
it.
on the list.
Down. Yep, there. Drag, 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 drag. More drag. Need more drag. There we go.
Drag faster.
Perfect. And there we go, folks. We are in. Where are we? Grannus Colossus. It looks like. Okay, so let me give away that. Where's my star? Things doesn't always not always perfectly accurate on this stuff. We have exclamation stuff. Funny, 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 funny. I like that. Traveler 13, congrats on the gazebo. If you don't have a house or anything like that, ask the community for space in their player-owned town. There's lots and lots open and available. Traveler 13, congrats on the ornate gazebo. Let's do a spin right away before these guys get started, just to kick off the next item. Let's do a double whammy. Why not? The ornate Viking short sword and the ornate bastard sword.
Language.
Quiet, I'm talking about the bastard sword.
Okay.
The Viking short sword and the bastard sword. Exclamation sword for those. And we'll do a random one-on-one, I think, for those. And then we'll save the Elven Elite for the end of the live stream. Plus, by the way, almost forgot this one. I think we're going to give away 3 of those Elven Elites. I'm editing my notes right now from 2 to 3. We're going to give away 2 on the stream to everybody who's in, to the random selection of 2. Not everybody. I got to be careful when I say everybody, you know. Selection of 2 on Discord and Twitch. Doesn't matter where you are. And then we're going to give away a bonus one at the end of the live stream to anybody who mentions the live stream exclamation LBSOTA. That's the not exclamation. What am I saying? The hashtag on Twitter LBSOTA. Lord British Shroud of the Avatars. What it stands for. That's the hashtag we use on Twitter. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but that hashtag will let me know that you tweeted or mentioned the community live stream and or the prizes that we're giving away. And if you do that, that'll be the third chance to maybe win one of those. So enough about me and all of the cool prizes I'd love to give away. Let's, what are we doing? Singing and dancing, it looks like?
It's about the music.
Yeah.
What is that thing on the ground? Is that a shield?
Yeah.
Is that a trap? I know Lord British likes a lot of traps in the game.
Yes. He will bug it, and it will be a trap in the next room.
Okay, so quick overview for the community. We've had Grannus Colossus in the weekly updates before. We have the kind of a final screenshot collage in the, or series I should say, not collage, in the weekly update today. And we've had you guys, I don't know if it was both of you, talking about Grannus Colossus on the live stream.
This
That's one of you.
I think we just looked at this first little meadow.
Just a little preview. So if you could, give the community a recent, like what's changed, what's finished, what's the cool stuff to see.
Okay, well, at first we didn't have a lot of gameplay or guys to fight. It was just this first little area. So this is up north, and the Norgard don't like these cannibal tribes. They look like bandits now, but they're gonna look awesome. I've seen that art on Fletcher's. So they keep trying to foray into their territory because that's where the Grannus Colossus is. I think you can just kind of peek them over the rise over there. And so they keep coming into this area, but they don't do very well, and then they get eaten.
That's a fine fate.
And we had I've heard a few comments and complaints that we never show any combat in the live stream without cheating. Am I cheating now?
Just with how awesome you are, players don't have access to that.
I'm not cheating anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how many people know, but Travis here, Vas Corp Por in the game, which I believe we're using your. Are we using your account?
Yes, in my
Yeah.
account.
He is a dangerous guy in the game. He is constantly taking out community members left and right. Watch out in the overworld when you see this guy or in any of the scenes. He will get after you.
I think I'm a free skull living machine. They track it.
Actually, I
have the most deaths.
I'm propping you up there a bit. I think the
For
community is so very expert at. I had a better word than that, but expert at our game. That I think it's the other way around on occasions.
So these guys will be northern barbarian cannibal looking guys. They'll look like the northern tribes. I don't know if we're going to do a variant for the cannibals themselves. But we try to make it pretty difficult since this is the path of courage for those people who've gone to the Boreas Colossus or the Sequana Colossus. They were kind of themed in line with those quest lines, truth and love, and this one's courage, so
What spear is that?
there's a lot to fight. I made it, and then I gave it the leaf pattern.
Ah, okay, the bronze. Okay, cool.
As with barbarians in real life, some of them have bear pets
That's right.
and wolf pets as well.
Wolf pets for the win.
We
Yes.
internally have references to some movies talking about cannibals and Northmen.
Are there?
A certain movie came up a lot, and so we had to put some bears in there.
Interesting.
That's common for anywhere we have barbarians, which, as you can see here, they still don't look like barbarians or any different from our bandits. But once they do, you'll see them differentiated throughout the game because we we have them set up so they'll propagate.
Well, they're cousins really. After all, they both start with B. Barbarians and
That's true.
bandits.
That's right.
Bears.
And
That's why they're friends.
Bastard swords. All
Yeah,
B.
exactly.
Is it raining?
I have a spell that's regenerating my
Oh,
hit
that's
points.
right.
It's raining magic. Oh boy.
Am I taking damage?
Oh, he is after you. Oh,
So we kind of ramped it up. These guys were tier 5, tier 6.
I think, yeah,
Right
this
when you
is-
first get in.
So this is a tier 5 scene.
and how high do the tiers go?
I mean, a nasty clockwork dragon's about 15
Yeah.
with tens of thousands of hit points.
That's
But,
the far end.
As you progress through the scene, it gets sequentially harder and harder and more challenging.
Right. There's I think we go to tier 10 in this scene, if I'm not mistaken.
Can you guys
one
in the
guy
chat let us know if you can hear the music or especially the effects? We want to give you a little bit of the effects too. I don't know if we have those off entirely. I know I have it low on XSplit, but let us know if you guys can hear any of that. And if you can't, we'll crank it up a little bit.
Yeah, I got 26, 27 GMs.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Okay,
that's
they
feeling
can't-
generous to
I
myself.
can't hear. Go to, if you could, Travis, go up to XSplit there, and you see the microphone and the speaker. Take the speaker one and, yeah, the other one. Nope, that's the microphone.
Oh, I think you cut down the sound.
You cut down
didn't you?
yeah, go back up a little bit. Not max it, but almost. Yeah, there we go, that's fine.
In the game, though, I think you lowered the game settings.
Yeah, and then raise that one. That's like 40%, so the game will be, you can probably crank the game to 50% or more. Or, actually, okay, can you guys hear it now? Let us know. Give us a balance check.
How we doing?
You said nope, crank it up. I don't know if they're trolling us.
I think they may have been, okay. Well, we can definitely hear it now. That may be, let us know if that's good.
I don't think I'm taking damage.
I'm not cheating, but are you?
Are you secretly still in God mode?
No, take it off the guns. I've died a lot playtesting this.
I don't believe you, Travis.
So
Never.
This
Okay.
is kind of ominous.
Everybody's laughing. Look at that.
These are little cannibals, and they have their little ritual.
So
They look like they're dancing. They're
they're
dancing the night away. They are happy to be happy. They are happy cannibals.
it's the effects of eating human flesh. Except that guy, he's kind of upset.
Yeah, he looks like,
And
yeah, nice thing.
I think if he's spawned, then the door probably shut behind you. Is he one of those guys, or do you have those? Oh no, okay, all right. So let me say this: Travis did the majority of the spawning throughout the scene. My contribution was mainly in the form of what we internally refer to as battle royales, and you'll get to see that set up here as we go in a little deeper. So as you go in, we missed when it happened, but the door on the far side and the door behind you close, trapping you in this little ambush that the barbarians had set up for you.
Is this rig just permanently God mode? I've turned it off.
You're just that good. Look at that.
Well,
I think you are
we're gonna
literally
show
the
you
second.
legit combat, but I'm just always in God mode.
We need a few dragons in here to teach you a lesson.
That's true.
These guys are cooking.
Dragons with God mode would be the only way. Yeah. Floating carrots and there's the
All right,
skeleton that I love so much.
Quick update on the prizes for everybody. Exclamation stored in Discord or Twitch, doesn't matter which one. If you want to give it another go, we'll give away that prize in another minute.
So the way the Battle Royale works, where this ambush is set up, you spawn waves of guys that increase the difficulty over time. Whether that be in the numbers that spawn or the tier level of the enemy. There's 2 in this scene. You have to do. In the first one, Traps is doing either wave 2 or 3 or thereabouts.
I'm taking damage now.
But if you clear all the waves, you may have one more. I'm not
I
sure.
think that one more. I don't think Is there
Yes,
another
this is the last wave. So it's hard again because these guys all look the same, but the Evan Dawn presence is revealed. I think that mage staying in the back line while the pawns are thinking about. Yeah, there he is. This is your 6th guy, I believe. The Evan Dawn presence. The way the dynamic between the Dawn and the barbarians in the scene is basically the barbarians are the cannon fodder, the useful idiots of the Evan Dawn cult. That
Who's Leisha?
so he reveals himself. working.
You're taking this damage now. You're down 20%. It's 30%.
Are you gonna? Oh, well, I don't.
Oh, there's not much to be said here. It looks like.
Just
Oh, wait a minute.
awesome.
You healed up already. There goes that heal rain. A little bit
Sorry.
of rain makes the blood wash away.
Is there another guy? Didn't open.
I think you
Oh,
got.
yep, there he is.
Oh, he's got one more. And he's gone.
Nice, very nice.
And then the gates open to let you out, otherwise you'd be trapped here forever. One nice thing about this is that if you have a party coming in and the door shuts behind you, maybe you didn't anticipate that the door was going to shut, and some of the party gets trapped outside, there are vines that are one-way teleporters that allow you to get into the Battle Royale enclosure, but not out.
Slick. I like it.
Nice.
All right, let's give away those swords real quick. So congrats to, this is the, by the way, Ornate Viking Short Sword and the Ornate Bastard Sword. Ooh, I said it again. The Viking Short Sword goes to Hex_Soda. Congrats Hex_Soda for winning that Viking Short Sword. Not so short actually, it still is quite enough to do serious damage to your enemies, so don't worry about the short part. Ornate Bastard Sword, actually a quite nice sword, very, very loyal sword. And super, super long in contrast to the Viking Short Sword. You definitely can do some damage if you're a little worried about getting too close. You don't have to with this Bastard Sword.
Fit sword.
Congrats to TNS Wag for winning that one. We have we have a 3-choice spin, if you will, of the Elden Elite armor coming up. At the end of the, I was about to say the telethon. Yay, drinks for everybody. At the end of this live stream.
Just cutting a swath.
Oh, and before I forget, anybody who wins, please message Berek, B-E-R-E-K, in Discord. Your name, your account name, I don't need your first name, your account name, and what you won. If you're in Twitch, message the account name and what you won for 2 Shroud of the Avatar. Please do that, because if you don't do that, I may not get your actual link to award you the prize in the game.
So, this being the Grannus Colossus, Grannus being the Titan of Courage, the theme of the challenges set up are courage.
Watch me fail my own.
So if you, like, oh
yeah,
no.
I did.
No, I want you to stand in that stuff for a while, see what happens.
So we're trying to get a rune
Put it to the test.
that's twice as much damage, because this one.
Let's
Travis
do some
Last
damage.
Yeah,
You're
we're
pretty
getting one
beefy,
that's
though.
we're getting one that's twice as much damage. It's about 18 a second, but B is gonna give us another one. That Jira exists. It's not that scary right now.
I'll poll everybody for if you think this, what is it, acid?
It's just a poisonous.
If this
bog.
poisonous bog should be insta-kill. I'm kidding,
Insta-kill.
I'm kidding.
I like
maybe,
that.
maybe that's a little too much, I don't know.
No,
I think
he said
Richard
it.
would like that.
That's just my personal thought. I'm not a designer,
I
I'm a
would
community
love that.
manager.
I think all our trap runes are about 1/5 too easy.
I think it should kill you twice. So,
On resurrect.
but yeah, so obviously combat is a good way to identify the version. We can test it on courage, and then also we want to have some other tests of that, which is hence the poisonous bog and the tight log walk, so to speak.
I like this guy kind of gathers some tasty bits from the North Riders.
Nice little beach in there.
He doesn't enjoy tasty bits.
We got kickers on Twitch here. It says they suggest make it do percentage health damage.
We've talked about that too, so anybody, it's as dangerous to everyone. Universally. I like that idea.
Yeah.
With the read of the way this runes work, but that has come up. We all think that's a good idea, but we don't know how.
I know we get picked for rune potency, which will give us give the wolf a little more control over an instance of a rune.
Oh, nice.
I don't know why I put a torpid on that guy. Didn't.
If you guys have any questions for Travis or Dan here, Grannus Colossus, or any questions for me, I get one every few live streams. Something off the wall or
Just how you doing?
feel free. Yeah, just ask. How are you guys doing? How's your Friday? It's doing excellent. Thank you for asking.
Well, people too.
This is not really a feedback. But
We were watching, I forget his name, it
there's a lot
was
of stuff that doesn't
earlier this week, as we were preparing for the release, we watch you guys who live stream. If you're a live streamer, you live stream the game on Twitch, check your streams out, always have to retweet them, that sort of thing. We were watching somebody, I forget his name, he had at least 10 decks, I think, and he was switching between them during combat. He was seriously decked out, if you will.
Like that.
Was it core?
Such good there.
I don't remember who that was, but they knew what they were doing, it looked like.
And Coach Mate is asking hot plans for the weekend. I myself will be attending UFC 214 and watching John Jones not get the belt back.
Is that here? That's here in Austin?
No, I'm not sure where it is.
Oh,
It
maybe
might
just
be
watch
Vegas,
TV.
but
Okay.
yeah, it's a pay-per-view. But I'll be heading to Super Bowl after that one.
Where's that? Yeah, but I haven't seen it. And then I do want to try and make the investment.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be neat. That's tomorrow. Anybody just tuning in, by the way, Rift's End Festival in Rift's End, 2 to 5 o'clock. I'm sure on right. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Put out well, it's in the weekly update too. So and the community.
So this is our second battle royale set up, and we pick up the pace with this one.
Now we're starting to get into 8s, right? We finished this one for 8s.
Yeah, so I think in the last wave. So you start seeing more of the Evan Dawn presence as well with these guys.
I have a message from Paulie Walnuts. Has your importance. That makes any sense.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
New character on the
Yeah.
And I'll play their game. Look at that.
Oh, I don't have any shield in here.
Evan Dawn guys, you're the two starting to team up. Coming up on you.
Hot.
Rain.
Oh, perfect work.
Nice.
Losing mana. All my damage is mana. Oh,
Yeah, one more of these. So
good. Isn't there another wave though?
yeah. That's what I thought. Alright, another wave.
Just gonna
Reserve some stamina.
old-fashioned left click them. Alright. Need some mana quick before they
Oh,
come.
Liz, we've watched your stream before. It's great live stream. Not everybody has to be witty and funny like me. I'm actually not very good either. So, I mean, there are really cool live streamers out there that are professional team live streamers. And that's one way to do it, but you know what? Our game is not MOBA. It is not a super fast, competitive game where you have to talk really fast and you gotta go, oh my god, look at that! Oh, look at that fire! And I can't believe you just, oh, and he just got killed. Unbelievable. Loses the crown. You know, just kill the game, have fun, do your thing, and, you know, well, you don't even have to comment. You just gotta play. Do what you want to do. And if people don't want to watch your stream, then good riddance, I'd say, for you, because you want people that like your style. And you will get those members, those viewers watching your stream. So no worries there at all.
Die in the live stream.
Travis.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, this guy, for example, just say, oh, no, he's going down again. One thing to note, if you're a good live streamer, you never die in the live stream. Never ever die. And it's getting close. I don't know. Are we gonna pull through? No, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. We need more heal range.
Oh, I'm
no,
hamstrung.
Travis.
I shouldn't even bother
Jump,
running away.
jump. What are you doing? Turning
I'm
back.
not gonna die
Oh
running
no.
away.
Oh no, it's not gonna work. The fire, the
Oh.
and the death. All right, now that's a good live stream, folks. Look at that.
Make it.
So, the way we have the Onyx set up here is if you die within the Battle Royale arena, you get bounced outside of the walls. So you have an opportunity to pull it back together, get your guys, and try to make another crack at it.
Pull your deck list up again. Look at that, everybody. I thought I saw the longest deck ever. What does Scappa do?
I was trying to do
That was nice.
dual spears. That was a good PvE one, but I think I'm missing a gear for that. Alright, well,
Okay, everybody. What else we got to show here?
let's pretend that I didn't blow that.
You know what? I didn't see you blow it.
And we made it.
I saw you kill everyone valiantly.
Good job.
Show courage.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah. And that's what everyone else saw, I think.
That's what we saw.
Maybe.
That's what matters.
Yes. So, past that now, and then, of course, there's
There he is.
some tough guys here. Yeah, there you go. So the namesake of the scene, the Colossus statue itself, Grannus. I believe you spawned this area pretty high tier.
Let's
Also.
start at it.
They sound like they're laughing at you.
Pretty in the land.
We have all these skills that do nothing in PvE over here.
Oh, yeah, the
My
PvP deck. Oh. That's the same one you had before?
Yes.
Oh,
I was way overweight, so I dumped a bunch of stuff in my house, but it has all my armor and stuff. All these guys are patrolling the wall up there.
nice.
We don't want to give the whole map away. Should we just go peek over there?
Yeah, maybe. That's your call. But
There's a lot more of these guys. They're not very nice.
yeah, the Dawn presence certainly picks up as you, especially as you get
This
to the
guy,
center.
this guy's really hard. Don't fight him alone unless,
You want to.
yeah.
You want to risk your.
Do we aggro him? I want to see him do his little.
Yes.
He's got a little ritual here around the defaced Colossus of Boreas. Just kind of runs around. He's angry until someone's come. So these guys will all be pretty cool looking northern men. And women. I think there's a female version. We don't have a female bandit. Not presently, but there will be female Norgarders, so
Yeah,
we'll
we
mix
just
it up with the enemies.
recently got the female elves in, so one step at a time, one day at a time.
Hutch also did some work to dragon materials, and did you want to show those off? Because I wrote down a cheat sheet to bring some of those.
Post the dragon, you said?
Ooh, that's right. Yeah. I believe I did promise dragons at the beginning of the live stream, or we mentioned something about it anyway.
I have no reason to zone because I just killed all.
Oh, we are on live. Funny.
We're a patch
Sorry,
ahead.
everybody.
We're a patch ahead though.
It's just a zone, right? It's not the entire game?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be
So
interesting.
we should be in our own instance, or everybody went here as we were doing it, and I just killed a bunch of people.
We are live, folks, so if you can find, what's your name in this one? List Rostov, and challenge him, I would have a good time watching that, I think.
I think we're a patch ahead, but that'd be cool.
Oh, they can't patch this one?
No, I think here internal can. If they can get here, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
The
I think
red one.
Hutch made a pass.
Yeah.
Wide away.
Great
Smart
job.
guy.
So we can get a blue one.
He
Just all the
knows.
color hues were handled a little more elegantly this pass.
Yeah, they were definitely like much more solid colors, I think, prior.
The 11.
Very noticeable difference.
One. Oh, he's red too. I know. Yeah. There we go. Let's get the red.
Travis Slade's playing that.
That's great.
He's Brennan. He wants to talk. Chat. Just kill the other one? What happened?
Clear on top.
Well, maybe they were having a talking.
That's not what I saw.
Is this guy green? This guy might be green. Oh yeah, here's the green guy.
Nice.
There's larger versions out there in the world.
And of course, we have a question from someone in the chat. Can we tame them?
So, I would like to see that someday. There's an issue with dragons to where they require their own nav mesh that's gigantic, and they will freak out in a lot of places, but we talk a lot of ways of how can we make that work. You know, like you can't bring a dragon into Soul Town and expect them not to freak out, but
Yeah, you have to consider, like, you know, it's like any pet. What are their needs? And, you know, can they go like a cat? They can take care of themselves indoors. They don't go outdoors generally.
Yeah.
Dogs, they gotta go to the bathroom outdoors. Dragons probably don't fit indoors.
Yeah, you don't want them indoors.
maybe different size of dragon.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, we do have by the way, speaking of that, we have the baby clockwork dragon pets. And there are some pets that are smaller versions of dragons, so.
I remember walking around with my 4 ice worms named A, B, C, and D, and
That's very inventive. I wouldn't have thought of that.
I want to have tame dragons again. I got an B kill, C kill, A follow.
So you can see here the tree failing at them because the scene doesn't have any larger creatures, so we don't have a nav mesh to go to larger. So if we added a dragon to this scene, we would add that nav mesh, and then you'd see him react much better to the object.
The real story is the dragon is out of phase, and he is a special dragon that, this is why they can fly, by the way, is that they're slightly out of phase of the world. And yeah, something like that.
Is this a reference?
Makes much more sense than nav mesh silliness.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
A more narrative explanation. I like that. And, I'm thinking behind this.
This guy he needs his own zone.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, he needs something big. He doesn't like the other guy, it looks like.
Is it the elder?
The
biggest one.
Just the work. Of course, just a solid.
I think you could put him on a city lot, maybe.
Yeah, by himself.
Yeah, by himself.
They can. You gotta let him out and bring him to the dragon part. That was Grannus Colossus. Where the quest parts are or anything like that. But.
Oh, no spoilers. Oh, no. Alright, well, let's give away that last couple of prizes. So, this is a series of, we're going to give away 3 total. It's going to be your choice. The Elven Elite, and again, they're new items in the add-on store, so you can go to the add-on store to check out which ones these are, which one you would want. Elven Elite Mage, Fighter, or Archer Armor sets. We're going to give away 3, but it'll still be your choice of which one of those you want. We're going to give away 2 on chat, and then the third one will be given away to anyone, a random person within the group of those who hashtag LBSOTA, Lord British Shroud of the Avatar, something about the community live stream or those items, anything that gives us like a reference that you saw the live stream and you want to win that prize. And then we'll pick a random person from within that group. You gotta hashtag LBSOTA, and I would also at Shroud of, that's even better. I didn't think of that when I said it in the beginning of the live stream, but also at Shroud of Avatar. That is our Twitter channel. It is not Shroud of the Avatar for our Twitter channel because Twitter only allows 15 characters, and our full name is like 16 characters, of course.
He wants in there, but he can't fit through the gate. He can't go eat the cannibal.
Oh, that's neat. Oh, that's a trick. There's a trick. So, do that now if you want, and we'll take a look at that pool of Twitter followers later. But for the moment, hashtag, just so I'm clear, everybody, hashtag LBSOTA. I don't know if you were trying to win that in chat, but that's not, don't put that in chat, because that's just for the Twitter hashtag so we know who tweeted. But for you guys in chat, just for you special guys in chat, it's going to be exclamation Elven. Exclamation Elven for those in chat, Discord or Twitch. And we'll give that a minute. But thank you for sharing the hashtag, because we use that hashtag all the time. So whether you're on Facebook or Twitter, it doesn't matter. Wherever people use hashtags, that's the one you're going to want to use for Shroud of the Avatar stuff.
I saw someone ask me if they could have the Death Bunny as a pet, and I say you cannot tame the Death Bunny.
Cannot be tamed.
There's no taming the Death Bunny. You wouldn't want to try if you could.
Might have some kind of smaller dragon. Floats in the air like a
Yeah,
Chinese type of dragon.
something more, a little on a smaller scale.
All right, so that's Grannus Colossus is pretty cool, and everybody can watch it right now, right?
Yeah, it's live. You can go there now.
Okay. All right, so we're just spinning here. Anything else you guys are working on right now while I'm gathering winners of the last prize here? Anything that you want to share that we may see on the community live stream in the next few weeks for R45?
Okay.
Putting us on the spot?
Yes.
Oh.
What are you guys working on, basically?
Oh boy, just boring things. Something we call the switch migration. I don't know if they
Switch
want to hear about
migration.
that. Yeah, so we have some old tech for switches, and we're migrating over to some newer, awesomer tech for
It's a
switches.
lot of tech details to make things run proper, I guess.
More cool.
Smoother.
More
something
awesomer.
like that.
Yeah. So there's a lot more. We have a lot more capability as far as doing puzzles in the future.
And you guys, when you build this stuff and you talk about Grannus Colossus, a scene or tech or whatever, we ask you on occasion, maybe more than occasion, to write something up for the weekly update, to talk about something you're working on. And you guys in the forums go by Vas Corp Por, right? So Vas Corp Por in the forums and
PlagueOfLocust.
PlagueOfLocust.
Yes.
And I believe I mentioned your nicknames actually when I announced this live stream. When it's on YouTube, we'll get this live stream on YouTube around Monday or Tuesday next week. And also the prizes, I once again apologize because we can't award them immediately. We try, but it's in the Friday and late in the day. So we'll get those to you as soon as we can, probably also Monday or Tuesday. But if you guys see these two in the forums or in the game, if you see them in the game, just kill them in the game. That's totally cool. But if you see them in the forums, respond to their posts, what you guys are working on, and they'll answer.
We're working on Esteban and Chris and I are working on some tier 2 scenes, kind of going back to keep revisiting, making higher level scenes, but some of the new starter scenes need some love, so we're uncloning some tier 2 scenes all over the world, different spots of the world.
Oh, cool.
Each doing one.
And I mainly do support, like spawning puzzle types of support. So you won't see a post from me in that regard. But I do a lot of all of the pot changes. So if you're making changes to your pot and you have any questions,
Oh, that's
reach me
right.
about that.
Yeah.
That's my big thing.
So that guy. Pod, by the way, is Player Owned Town. For anybody who's just joining us, we're ending the live stream. Sorry. But we do these every Friday. But to explain Player Owned Town, there's a lot of towns in the game you'll come across that are owned by players. They're managed by players. It's very cool.
I always forget, don't say pot, say player owned town.
Player Owned Town. I mean, it's
Yeah,
a little
that's
easier for everybody.
Yes.
That's shorthand. We shorthand everything. Just makes it simpler. Okay, so the winners of the 2 chat Elven Elite Armor, Mage, Fighter, or Archer, your choice, goes to Fenrir, the Hunter, and Ozzy. I don't know if that's Ozzy Osbourne. That'd be funny.
I hope so.
Just Ozzy, it says.
Awesome.
Thanks, Travis.
I guess I'm going to leave because Travis.
I guess everybody's leaving. I don't know if I want to. Maybe I'll just stay on here for a few hours to chat with the community.
Yeah, just you, man. You got it.
So congrats, Fenrir, the Hunter, and Ozzy. Thank you guys for showing up. I'll pull you in probably for some of those scenes that you're working on, tier 2 stuff. I don't know if he wants to.
Oh, I'll bring that back to Travis.
Okay. All right, thanks. You guys have a good weekend. You guys also have a good weekend. Everybody in the community, have fun playing Release 44. We'll be in the game, and we'll be at Rift's End tomorrow, community event. And also tomorrow is the start of the Release 44 Welcome Quest 2. So congrats all the winners. Remember, message Barrick on Discord or Shroud of the Avatar on Twitch what you won and your account name or your character name. Let me know which one it is so that we can award you those prizes as soon as we can, early next week most likely. Until then, see you in the forums and see you in the game, community.